Hello, beautiful people.
I'm Bryn.
And I'm Miranda.
And you're listening to
the Esty Besties podcast.
We are estheticians based out of Delaware trying to navigate our early 20s in the world of aesthetics, business, beauty, and wellness. We're grinding every day to live the life that we want.
We started this podcast to create a chill and inspiring environment to chat about everything from lifestyle, careers, beauty, spirituality, and story times from our day-to-day lives as estheticians and entrepreneurs.
This podcast is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube.
But follow our official Instagram and TikTok at Esty Besties Podcast.
And follow our individual Instagrams at DeCourcy Beauty Lounge and at DeCourcy Beauty.
And at MKM Beauty Bar. Grab your coffee or wine, depending on what time of day you're listening.
And let's get into the next episode.
Hello, besties. Welcome to episode 12. Today is Coffee and Cocktails with our girls, Danielle and Hailey. Woo! So we actually work right next door to them. They are the lovely ladies who run Girard Craft Cork, which is I like to call it a bougie liquor store, but it's a wine and spirits. That's like the proper.
Yeah, so we're a boutique. How do I say?
Boutique.
We're beau.
We're boutique.
We're boutique. Okay, we're a boutique wine, beer, and spirit shop.
Oh, lovely.
all that just to get that one line out. If you guys can't tell already, we've tried like for the past 30 minutes to get this started, but we have the giggles.
The giggle monsters this morning. It sets the vibe. It's fine.
But we're here on this rainy Friday.
It is
Friday,
rainy,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. Today we're going to talk about a lot of fun stuff around specifically the alcohol industry, what you guys do for work and all that stuff, but also just some fun stuff to get to know you guys personally. You are the best neighbors. It's so fun to have
Thank you.
So let's start with you guys giving a little intro background to like who you are. What do you do? What's your name? Give anything you want to give.
And a zodiac sign.
Yep.
You need to know.
Okay, so my name is Danielle. I'm the general manager over at Girard Craft Cork. I'm a hopeless romantic that likes walks on the beach. My zodiac sign is Leo.
Oh, I didn't know you were Leo.
I am. Hence the personality.
That's where it comes from. How about you, Hailey?
All right, my name is Hailey. I also work at Girard. I'm a professional ballet dancer, and I am a Gemini.
You're a Gemini. I'm a Gemini. Okay. When's your birthday?
May 30th.
Okay,
Aww,
love it.
yeah.
I love May Geminis. We're
When's
better.
yours?
The 25th. Okay. So we're not as crazy. I feel like the June Geminis is where they get really crazy. Yeah. We're not as crazy.
I can actually agree with that.
Right?
Working with you guys, it's like
there's
Danny
just a little
and Savannah's
different.
Personalities are a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
And y'all are like
I
chill.
think we go with more like the Taurus energy a little bit. Like we're more like calm and
True.
I don't know.
Level-headed and
But sometimes she's like sometimes
I be popping off sometimes. Okay.
Let's ask like when you both started at Girard. When was that?
So I've been there since the inception of the basically new location.
Oh yeah, because it was still around, but it was like a different location before. This is the new location.
Yeah, so it was originally a part of Fair Cafe.
Oh, okay. So they separated them.
Interesting.
Yep, so it separated, and now Girard has its own standalone location.
Awesome.
Okay. And that's been like a year and a half.
It was like right around when we
are
moved.
Yeah, it
coming
was
up on
2 years.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And Haley, when did you start working at Girard?
I started working there at the beginning of May.
Oh, okay, cool.
Perfect.
You're a baby. So what is your guys' favorite drink? This is a little icebreaker. Just give us your favorite cocktail. If you're out at dinner, like what are you ordering?
Mine has to be a gin and tonic.
Really? Oh, that's spicy of you.
Right.
I don't really think I have a favorite cocktail because I'm always like trying just like a bunch of new stuff. I would say I have a go-to cocktail, and that would be a classic daiquiri.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Do you like not frozen? You like
No,
like
not frozen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bryn, what about you?
I'm a wine girl. I like wine. I like any wine. I prefer like a red wine,
Yeah.
but I like Prosecco too. I like
Love
Prosecco.
that.
Yeah.
Love bubbly.
How about you?
I'm a fruity girl. I'll go for like a frozen pina colada if they have it.
You like
I like coconut too. I'm a big fan. I'm a Malibu.
Do you like Malibu?
I do like Malibu.
Ooh,
Malibu, Sprite, and
interesting.
pineapple is my go-to when they don't have.
I feel like Malibu is one of those ones where if you get sick off of it, you like can't even smell it again.
Yeah,
like
I've
to
heard
me, it's like
that.
sunscreen. But like I wish I
Yeah,
loved it
that
because it
makes
smells so
sense.
good. So what is your job like roles at Girard? Like what type of stuff do you do on the daily? What is your day-to-day? What stuff you have to do on the weekends? Does it change or is it pretty stay the same for the most part?
So my day-to-day is pretty much everything operational. So like the product selection, ordering, stocking, spreadsheets, lots of numbers, that sort of thing.
Okay.
And also like customer interaction.
Which is
Which
the
is
best
huge.
part.
Yeah. And then every once in a while we'll do like different tastings and whatnot, and those are always really fun too.
Yeah, so recently you have gotten into event planning on a whole different wave. This is your own thing.
Yes.
So tell us some pros and cons of being an event planner. How do you pick what tastings you're gonna do? How do you pick with the events? Like, give us a little background on that.
So I would say like pros for the event planning is that I'm really focusing on like building a community of people who kind of want to do something different than just going to like a restaurant for brunch or going to a lounge for cocktails. It's more so focused on doing things that are a little bit more hands-on.
It's a good opportunity to meet new people too.
Yeah.
It's like when you go out with your group of friends, you don't mingle with strangers normally. But if you have an event where it's just like hand-picked random people,
Yeah,
they all get to
exactly.
know each other. That's cool.
Yeah. And I know we talked about in Delaware, like there's nothing going on like that. Like it's like you either go to the restaurants, the bars, whatever, but there's not like the in-between. So
Exactly.
you're totally filling that gap.
Yeah, so it makes a good like the events that I do make good girls' nights or good date night type of things. I try to have like a good piece of like information for whatever events we're doing, so it makes people better consumers or just more knowledgeable consumers. So yeah, as far as like cons, I would say, and I'm sure y'all, it's kind of the same for your industry, is when people like buy a ticket or they say that they're, going to come and then they end up not showing up and they're like, well, can I get a refund? And it's just like,
That's not how
a
that
lot
works.
of the events that I do are, there might be food involved, there might be like product involved, and that's accounted for with that ticket price. And I say that's a con because like, ultimately, if I do give a refund, I have to eat that cost. Or, someone else could have had that ticket that was actually going to, come and show up. So I'm sure that's like relatable for you guys.
Absolutely. It's really frustrating. It all goes back to like people not really valuing your time or your effort that you're putting into promoting, because events are a lot of work.
There's so much work.
Being the host of an event is a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And yeah, the lack of consideration, I can totally see that being a big con. That's tough.
Yeah.
And you've also recently kind of been hired to work other people's events.
That's right.
Like you've been like collaborating.
Yes.
Oh.
So a lot of the events that I do are more like pop-up type of events. I try to do something different every time, and collaborating with different people or different venues, it just keeps everything like new and fresh.
Yeah.
You're big on networking, right? Like you're a big
Yes.
networker. You're always trying to meet new people. Do you feel like being in this industry is like it's imperative to be a good networker, or do you think you could get away with being a little shy?
Well, I think like, doing what we do during the day, it helps us get exposure to like a lot of people who are interested in the same things. A lot of the events that I do are focused on like wine, beer, and spirits. So I feel like, I don't really have to be shy when it comes to the events that I do, because like everyone that's there is there because we have common interests.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, and they keep coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they can relate to you.
Yeah.
Yep. That goes very hand in hand with us too.
Yeah. You have to be relatable in this day and age. Like you have to provide
that's
some
how you
sort of
keep
connection.
keep your customers, you keep your clientele that way.
Think about like when we used to go to the liquor store when we were younger. it was like
Oh my gosh.
always like an old man
Dingy.
who was working the counter. Like it was like really old people. They
don't
couldn't
talk
provide
to
you any
you.
knowledge about
Yeah,
anything. Like it was a
exactly.
totally different experience.
Look at you funny when they check your ID.
Yeah.
Yeah, the most they'll say is like ID, and then they'll tell you like the price. And
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I think there's so much more to the industry than that, and it's fun when you go into like our shop and you know, you can ask for a recommendation and you get like a backstory about the product, or like you get, oh, I don't know about that. You don't get that.
Yeah, that's something you guys are really big with, is like informing people and like educating people on what they're buying.
Yeah.
And that really
That
sets you guys apart from any other place that sells alcohol.
Totally.
Seriously.
You guys have like a whole different, it's like a whole different, it can't really explain it to people. And I'm like always asking people, have you been to Girard? I'm like, I can't really explain like why it's so good.
Bougie
It's
liquor
just
store.
so different and good. Like I feel so comfortable in there. I want to go hang out in there. Like it's just different.
kinda
vibes.
tiki.
Like you've got like a wine, beer, or spirit concierge. Like you
Yeah.
have, like,
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, like a professional that, you know, listens to what your needs are, or what you're looking for, and then like we pick out a product selection that could really work with your palate.
love
Yeah,
it.
you guys are super educated, and I think that makes the world of a difference when you're trying to tell someone like, this is why you should get this, or this is why you should try it, or whatever. And I love that you guys do tastings too. It's every Thursday.
So we either do, now we switched up our schedule.
Okay.
So most of the time our tastings will land on a Friday. Like we've got one today featuring South African wine. Yeah.
And I love that you
You
guys have
piqued my
like
interest.
you have when you guys have a tasting, you have like all of the information all there. Like whether it be art that went with the, like, you know, it's always something extra that shows you like this is the background of the creation of this company and stuff like that. And I think that's so cool because I'm like I like history. I like learning that stuff. So for me, that's like super interesting, and it makes me want to buy it because I'm like,
Absolutely. Like I always say, I feel like, you know, consumers who are informed are more likely to, you know, make the right decision when it comes to product selection, and then also like trust, you know, who they're buying their products from, and they'll come back because they know that like we're not just gonna give them anything.
you know, like here's this Hennessy, like go have fun.
What's
Pop
wrong
off.
with Hennessy?
We'll get to that later, okay? That's on here, don't worry. So, what kind of different careers are there in like the wine and liquor industry? Like if somebody were to come in and they're interested in what you do, give a description of what you would do, and then also like some other career paths that are, you know.
Well, there's a lot of different ways that you can go in the wine, beer, and spirits industry. What we do is off premise, and that's when, you know, you come in, you buy your products, and you leave with the product. And then there's on premise, which are, you're going to be like your restaurants, your bars, where you're consuming the product like on site. And so like, God, if you're on premise, you could do, you know, front of house, back of house. You can be a sommelier, servers. There's a lot of different ways you can go. Bartending. Basically, like there's a whole career path. Like people think of like the service industry as not a real job, which is super weird.
It is
I
weird.
know a lot of people who work service industry and they'll like bartend, and then they'll go on to be like a brand ambassador and work with certain brands like Hennessy or
Gives them more
whoever else.
opportunities.
Exactly. And so there's a lot of different ways that you can go from being, you know, in a restaurant and forward. You can become like a beverage director, or, you know, food and beverage manager, even back of house executive chefs. For what we do, it's more like the retail side of the business.
Yeah.
You could get into, you know, importing, which is where you work with different producers from any region. And, well, if you're importing, obviously not from where you live, but from like, you know, Europe. And you could say, you know what, I like your wines. I'm going to import them into the States. And then those wines would then go to a distributor, which are who gets the wine, beer, or spirits into the stores.
Right. They're like the third party.
Yeah,
that gets it
yeah.
there.
So if you think about it, like the store is like the customer, the importer is like, I don't know, the first
Delivery.
guy, and then the distributor is like the middleman that gets that connection made.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So also within that, there's like, you know, logistics. There's so many different opportunities in this industry. If you're into marketing, marketing is major in the alcohol industry. So you could go that way. E-commerce has become a big thing, especially with, you know, COVID happening. People weren't out and about buying. A lot of people were maybe ordering online and then coming and picking up, and you just take it out to their cars. So e-commerce, I don't know.
There's
Wow,
like
there's a lot.
Yeah,
There's a whole lot.
I didn't even know
could
this.
Probably keep going.
Yeah. But that's cool that it's exciting that there's like a lot of different lanes that you can go. So you do a lot of you guys do like the buying and the selecting of the products that are coming into the store. Oh my gosh, it's thundering bad. So when you're doing the buying and selecting, like what qualities are you looking for when you're doing that? What qualities are you looking for? Like top shelf? Are you looking for good taste? Are you looking for good packaging? Is it, you know, it's similar for us when we're selecting products. Like what exactly are you looking for when you're doing that?
Haley, what do you look for? Haley helps me sometimes with the product selection as well.
Let's hear it,
So like our
Haley.
suppliers will come by and they'll have, you know, whether it's like wine, beer, or spirits, and we'll both like taste them with our suppliers. They'll, you know, kind of give us a little bit of a backstory on it, and I'll say, "Do you like this, Haley?" And she'll yeah.
We really only bring in things that like we enjoy and things that we know other people will enjoy.
Yeah.
You have like the eye for it, the taste for it, where you're like, you can try something and be like, I know people are going to want this.
So on a very basic level, that's like kind of the process. On a higher level, we look at, you know, price to quality. When it comes to a wine, you know, you want to look at, is it varietally correct for the place that it comes from? You know, does the price point match up to, you know, what the wine tastes like? Is the wine, you know, I don't know, does it have a good bouquet? Does it feel nice on the palate? How long does it last on the palate after you've, you know, swallowed it? There's a lot of different kind of factors that play into wine selecting. You don't, you know, want to buy a wine that's a short finish that kind of tastes thin on the palate, and you know, that doesn't really have a lot of aromatics or like a lot of intensity on the palate for $20 a bottle when a consumer wouldn't pay more than $10 a bottle for it.
Yeah.
So
You got to know.
you gotta
know your consumer too.
You gotta know your consumer, and you know, you really gotta pay attention to like the numbers and the product. Just like I'm sure, you know, with what y'all do when you're selecting, you know, if you're doing a facial, how great does the product work for how much you're paying for it.
Definitely. I feel like it's really similar.
Yeah.
You guys are kind of known. Girard is like known for having a great selection. Like you guys have a lot of the like new stuff, a lot of the stuff that people haven't heard of yet, or like the other day you posted the Arizona spikes.
Yes.
I was like, I've never seen this before, and of course you have it. So how do you keep up with the trends? Like, what do you follow accounts on Instagram? Like, what's the best way to stick with the trends for you?
Oh, Haley, you want to take this? You can tell them about when you went to Boston Calling and you like sent me
The people sponsoring it.
or like the product. You sent me like the Vizzy and you were like, have you seen this?
Oh yeah. I feel like it's either between our distributors that bring in new things, or it's like us going other liquor stores and trying things.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. So
and
or
then just
like
sending
this-
it over and being like, this looks cool.
yeah. So like if we see something out and about, like when Haley was at Boston Calling, she like sent me a picture of like, I think it was like a Vizzy variety pack.
it was
or
like a
might
red,
have
white,
been-
and blue. I think it was Truly's.
Truly. Yeah, it was Truly. And they had like a red, white, and blue variety pack. And I was like, oh, I haven't seen that.
That's unique,
pretty cool.
yeah.
Yeah. So whether we're like out and about and we see different things, or our distributors come and they're like, this just hit the market, or I don't know if y'all remember when like Simply first came out with their lemonade, but like one of my customers told me about it. They were like,
wow.
do you know that Simply has a lemonade? And I was like, what? No. And then I ordered like 5 cases.
Yeah.
So aside from that, on Instagram and like other socials, I'll follow different accounts. Like Punch Drink is one that I follow. Liquor.com. I'm like always on there looking at different articles. Vine Pair. So there's some resources that are like online publications that I'll look at just to see what's going on in the industry. And then like other professionals that are like on YouTube and they're talking about, you know, I don't know, spirits or whatever. Like it's like a whole little community, and I kind of just like follow different people who are trusted.
Yeah.
And that's how I kind of keep up with different trends.
I think
that's
also
cool.
our customers have a lot to do with it.
Oh, for
because
sure.
like they see something somewhere and
They're like, oh, you should carry this because I want to buy it from you.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, they'd rather buy it from you than
Yeah.
a little chop shop.
Yeah. Well, it definitely takes some research to stay up on trends.
Oh, for
it sounds
sure.
like, yeah. But you guys do such a good job of it. Every time I go in there, there's something new that I'm like, I need to try this.
The stock is always like changing. You're always getting new
Oh,
stuff.
I like, not that I get bored quick, but like I'm always looking for like what's new and fun.
change it
As you should. Yeah, that's something else that sets you guys apart from other liquor stores around
Yeah,
here.
totally. I feel like weird calling it a liquor store because
I know, it's not.
a liquor boutique.
A liquor boutique.
That
A
word I
boutique.
can't say.
A beauty.
A beauty.
Because you work in the liquor industry, like, do you feel like it makes you drink more? I feel like that might be a misconception, but do you feel like it makes you drink more either on the daily or at home, like, because you want to try new stuff or whatever? Like, I know that you do a lot of sampling, but do you feel like habitually, like, it makes you drink more working in the industry?
I wouldn't say more.
Okay.
I would say like different things and like
Your palate is like a
Yeah.
variety now.
like I feel like I always bring home different things to try.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't think I would say I drink more than before I started working there.
So when you guys are at home, what's your, like, go-to at-home cocktail to just, like, unwind, long day of work, you come home, what's your, like, chill cocktail that you're making?
Ooh. Honestly, when I get home, I'm not making a cocktail.
Okay.
I am like beat after that. Like cocktails for me at home has like
It's like a turn-up thing. It's not, like...
So what if you have like a girlfriend coming over?
So if I have a girlfriend coming over, I'll kind of vibe check her and see like, you know, what are you drinking?
Right.
Every once in a while I get like really excited about making cocktails and I'll do it, but it's definitely like I haven't made a cocktail at home in quite some time.
Okay.
The last cocktail I made at home was actually non-alcoholic and it was a bitters and soda. Like
Okay. That's good, though.
Mocktail.
yeah,
A mocktail.
It was definitely
Yeah.
a mocktail. I mean, I feel like the industry, it can kind of like make you drink more. There's
Right.
like a lot of discussion now in our community about like being just like very aware of, you know, how much you're drinking, because alcoholism in our industry, especially when you're like bartending or serving, it is so prevalent because
Right.
like you're around it all the time and
Yeah.
everyone's doing it. So yeah, no, I am actually on a sabbatical from alcohol right now.
So proud of you.
It's
It's a good choice.
5 days sober.
At some point in like everyone in our industry career, if not like a couple times a year, we just like kind of take a break from it just
Yeah.
to, you know, reset.
That makes
That's
sense.
healthy, though.
Yeah.
That's good.
I've recently wanted to start getting more into cocktails only because I bought like the edible glitter that you put in and it makes it really
Super
pretty.
pretty.
Yes. That's the only reason why I want to make some
That,
cocktails.
though,
Yeah.
you don't even need to... You could just put it in some
But
wine.
I mean, yeah,
Like, you
yeah.
don't need to do anything
I was
too
gonna
crazy.
say for sure an easy way to use your edible glitter would be like in a glass of like sparkling wine.
Yeah,
And
sparkling
it
wine.
just
That would
like
look
will
so
elevate it and make it look
pretty.
super pretty.
I
Yeah.
love.
Speaking of, do you have any good, easy at-home cocktail recipes for anyone listening that might want a little easy, something easy they can just whip up?
Yeah. Well, one of the cocktails like that I go towards, because it's like only 3 ingredients, is the classic daiquiri. No surprise there. But you literally just need rum, lime juice, and simple syrup. And as long as you've got ice and a shaker, you just put those ingredients in there, shake it up, strain it, and your cocktail is done.
Ooh, that sounds yum.
It's super tasty and it's really easy. If you want kind of like a lighter vibe, I would go with like a light rum. But if you want something with like a little bit more depth, a little bit more complexity, use a darker rum and see how it like completely changes your cocktail. But yeah, that's like my go-to, just because it's simple, it's easy, and it's tasty.
That sounds awesome. What is one thing that you wish more customers understood about your job or the industry in general? Like any misconceptions or just things you wish people considered a little more?
People who complain about prices.
You're like, that has nothing to do with me.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
that's my biggest pet peeve.
Yeah.
When people complain to me about the prices.
What do you want me to do?
The fact that there's options. I'm like, okay, if it's out of your price budget, get something else.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I think,
And you guys have really competitive pricing.
You do.
Like, really
you
good
Thank
do.
you. Thank you for
Like
noticing.
really. No, I totally
Oh my
I tell
God.
people that. I'm like, the pricing is really good
It's a
there.
breath of fresh air. No, I agree with that. I feel like, with obviously there's things that are out of our control, like inflation. I feel like everything's super expensive these days, but
Absolutely.
I don't complain to, the cashier at H&M when they're ringing up my $20 shirt that used to be $16.
Exactly.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. And like Bryn said, we literally, our price model is based off of margins, and our margins are very in line with the industry. So, yeah, one of my
That's
I
not
feel
on
like,
that.
one of my misconceptions I feel like I get a lot is people think that like all we do is like drink at work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like
that's a good one.
don't drink at work.
We do
Like
work.
Like we work.
Like literally we work a lot. Like we have to keep a whole business running.
It's a business at the end of the day. Like I do feel like that's a big misconception. I'm glad you brought that up, because I feel like people think, oh, you work in the liquor industry, you're just getting drunk all the time and having parties. It's like, no, not at
That's
all.
not how that works.
Not at all.
All right. Now to the fun questions.
Yeah.
Okay. So, if you could have any alcoholic drink for the rest of your life and it was the only one you could drink, what would it be?
Oh, God.
Are we doing like straight or like mixed? Like, are we talking like just straight liquor? Like, you could do, like, if let's say we pick tequila, you can mix it with anything.
Straight liquor,
Okay.
like not a cocktail.
Okay.
I would do vodka.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not a
I'm not.
vodka girl.
I'm not a tequila girl. and
Okay.
I feel like that goes with most things.
You could mix
Yeah.
that with like anything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine would definitely be tequila. I'm a tequila
Yeah,
girl.
I would say tequila too.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's really tough. It's like a lot of things.
You're giving gin.
Yeah, I was gonna say you love gin.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
do
but
love
you
gin.
can't make that many drinks.
True.
I honestly,
can.
for me, I feel like it'd probably be bourbon.
Okay. All right. Next question. If a date were to come over to your place, somebody that you're seeing, and they brought a bottle of alcohol with them, and it was the biggest red flag, what bottle is it that they brought?
I feel like for me, my answer would have to be Patron.
Patron.
Valid.
Okay. Mine would be Hennessy.
Due to personal experience.
Due to personal experience, bro. Like, if you're bringing Henny, I automatically know your intentions, which is fine. But it's just not, it's like a different level than what I want to be on.
It's a
Yeah.
red flag a little bit.
Red flag.
Depends on the situation. but
Yeah. If it's like your first time coming over and you
first
bring
time,
Henny,
Yeah. I would probably say like, which I wouldn't really care, but like a super cheap bottle of wine, like a Barefoot or something, I might be like, like your
yeah.
first date.
What about like a box wine? Like if they bring a whole box of wine.
Now though, they have like really nice box wine. I would say
Thank you.
5 years ago, I would have said box
Yeah.
wine,
No.
but like now there's like really nice box
Right.
wines.
I love that you're forward thinking. A lot of people like they won't drink wine out of a box, and I'm like, there's some really good examples of like boxed wine on the market right
Yeah.
now. They've
I'm
come
here
a
for the
long way.
bagged wine.
Yes.
Well,
That's so fun. I mean, it's the same thing, kind of.
Yeah,
But like,
we just got some new ones in, and they're super fun.
I'm gonna come by.
Yeah, we're gonna go shopping after this.
I'm like along the lines that you are.
Yeah.
I feel like knowing me and like knowing like the industry that I'm in, and knowing that I'm like actually like I enjoy wine, beer, and spirits. If you pull up with something like super, super cheap,
It's almost like a little like
it's offensive.
disrespectful.
It
offensive.
is. Like, you
You're
think I'm worth
offensive.
this?
Yeah, you're gonna bring over this.
Like,
come
you
on.
might as well have not brought anything.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm gonna put you in charge of the food next time.
Literally.
That's not cheap, too.
No, literally.
It's the next
Comes
time.
with McDonald's. But it is like a good, at least you get an idea of who they are. I feel like the alcohol selection is like a good way to gauge like somewhat like as a guy, like their knowledge or
Oh, for sure.
it's like a good way to gauge that.
Yeah.
And it is nice when
Right.
someone will know like what you're talking about, what they're talking about. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this has this notes, this has like, that's nice. That's
It
nice
is
to hear.
Yeah.
I get
Oh.
like really shocked and surprised when I meet someone that's like also into like wine or like they're an informed consumer.
Yeah,
So nice.
yeah.
I'm kind of surprised none of us said Fireball.
I was thinking about
that-
it, but
It is, but I feel like some people like it. Like some people love like that cinnamony, fiery way it makes your throat feel. Like I get it. For me, no. But like some people love Fireball. All right, we're gonna do our last little segment today. Is gonna be a Would You Rather game. So we're just gonna we're gonna go down the list, and you guys just give what you would rather pick. If you want to go deeper into why, go right ahead. But if not, leave it at that. So we'll start. If you're at brunch, are you getting a mimosa or an espresso martini?
Mimosa.
Mimosa.
You're so indecisive.
I know.
I'm surprised.
I know.
No, I'm just kidding.
She's like one in one hand.
Both of them. I feel like it depends what I'm doing afterwards, but probably an espresso martini.
Okay.
Love that for you.
Mine would be mimosa.
I think mimosas are more like refreshing. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's more of like a drink. An espresso martini, it's like I'm gonna have one, and it's gonna be like a dessert. You know what I mean?
It is. It's giving dessert.
Yeah.
I feel that. Would you rather a glass of wine or a cocktail?
Depends what I'm doing.
Yeah, a lot of these are like definitely depending on what you're
Situational.
doing. Yeah, but in general, would you prefer wine over cocktails in general?
Right now, if you had to choose.
When I'm at home, I'm gonna go with a glass of wine,
Okay.
just because it's easy and I don't have to pull out all my cocktail ingredients to make anything. When I'm out, I would probably say a cocktail, just because like I know most of the time how much the wine on the by the glass list actually costs,
Right.
and I feel like a
Valid.
lot of the time,
You're like,
It's not worth
it.
yeah.
I feel like my answer is the same. Like
Yeah.
if I'm out, a cocktail, and if I'm at home, wine.
I would completely agree. So if you're out on the town, dinner and drinks or bottle service and section?
Dinner and drinks.
Dinner and drinks.
Yeah, I'm a dinner and drinks girly. I really love food, really love like a good beverage like program at a nice place. So I'm gonna go with that. I get more enjoyment out of spending $300 on dinner rather than being
On
in
a
a club,
section. Yeah.
standing on couches and like meeting people who like I forget everything we ever talked about.
Totally.
Yeah.
I think
I
it's
feel
like
that.
a situation. It's like a time of your life thing. Like at some point in my life, I would have picked bottle service and section, but
sure.
now I'm gonna pick dinner and drinks.
Yeah. Would you rather have a date night or a girls' night out?
I feel like girls' night out for sure.
Yeah.
The girls.
The girls.
the girls' night out.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
I like that.
All on
Good,
the same
good.
page here.
Yes. We also have some more self-care questions on here too. We just sprinkled these in. Yeah. Would you rather have a facial or a massage?
I actually haven't ever had either, so I feel like I'm not making an informed
Come on,
decision.
girl. We gotta
I
get
You gotta
know.
change that.
I
Which do you want
Absolutely.
first?
Probably a facial.
All right.
Because you get
My
both.
girl Miranda.
In a facial, you get both. You get a
with a facial,
massage
you get a
and
massage.
facial.
Yeah. Not full body, but like.
You know, she'll get the shoulders and the back.
I'll get the shoulders for you.
Yeah.
Get the work in.
I think I would. Yeah, I
what
would
about-
pick facial.
Facial, I would go massage. Just because I'm a rickety girly. Rickety.
Honestly, I feel like it's really tough to choose, but I'm actually gonna go facial too because like people can like see my face, but they can't see how I feel. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Aw.
So yeah.
So when you come into your lash appointment, facial appointment, brow appointment, anything, would you rather be offered a glass of wine on arrival or a cup of coffee?
A glass of wine.
A glass of wine.
Yeah.
Glass of wine for sure.
That's so good to know
Okay.
because we don't normally
Yeah.
think to. We have wine, but we never think to like offer it. But that's so good to know. I feel like
We
it
should.
is.
It would enhance the
Yeah,
experience.
it would just help them chill a little bit.
All right. So speaking of massages, would you rather have a male masseuse or a female masseuse?
We're just all looking at Hailey. I don't know.
I personally would rather have a female masseuse. I think that a female masseuse, one, comfortability. I'm gonna be way more comfortable with a female masseuse.
True.
Two, like I feel like I would get in my head about a male masseuse being like creepy. Like even if they weren't, I think I would just naturally be like they're being creepy. And also I feel like women masseuse might like understand the anatomy of a woman's body more and where we carry more
Yes.
tension
Good
and like that
point.
type of stuff. That's
Yeah.
why I would, but I want to hear you guys' thoughts.
I would say a female as well. I had like this really weird experience with a male masseuse at Hand and Stone once.
Really?
Yeah,
Do tell.
and it was really cringy and like super gross. For one, when I get massages, like I don't want to talk. Like aside from the hi, how are you? I'm doing well, thank you. What's your pressure? Whatever. That's it.
Then shut up.
Yeah, that's all. So like, if I put it on the paper that like I don't want to talk, why are you talking to me through the whole massage?
That's so
Annoying.
It's not. You're not able to relax.
Exactly. And then like, oh my god, asking me, can you tuck my towel into my panties? Is
Absolutely
super
not.
weird.
Ew.
Did he say
Did he say
panties?
panties?
Yes. Yeah. And I was just like, we're done here.
Ew.
And I'm also
Jesus.
reporting you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to jail.
Literally.
And so ever since then, I've been like, yeah, do y'all have a woman over there? What's
Yeah.
up?
Right.
Yeah.
No, comfortability is first.
Yeah.
I feel like I definitely would pick a woman.
Yeah. Yeah. Same.
Now that you've heard my cringy
Yo.
story.
Yeah.
It
Now that I
happened
heard
to me. No, same. Especially because, like, your point of, like, women know women's bodies.
Yeah.
Would you rather go to a vineyard or a brewery?
We
I feel
stump
like
you?
a vineyard because I prefer wine over beer.
What do you think?
I would definitely do vineyard. I mean, breweries are cool. They're like a cool vibe. They're more like rustic and usually indoors. Like you get normally like a tour of the brewery or the whatever.
Yeah.
I don't like beer though, so I would definitely pick vineyard. And I also feel like vineyards are like for the girls. Like it's just like a cute girls' day, cute date, cute whatever.
Yeah.
I would pick vineyard. How about you?
I've actually never been to a vineyard. I've only been to breweries. But I would pick a vineyard just because I've always seen like the beautiful sceneries. Like it's just like grassland. Normally they have seating area outside and it's just the ambiance.
Beautiful.
And yeah. So I would go vineyard.
Yeah. I'm going to go vineyard. I think, yeah.
But I do feel like, well, I guess Delaware specifically, definitely vineyard because there's really cool ones like Chad's Ford, all that stuff.
True.
But in some other states, like there are really cool breweries. Like I've been to one in Colorado that was like sick. It was like super cool experience. So I think it depends like where you are too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when I lived in Charlotte, there's like a brewery on every corner.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're like, that's like what
So
people
it's
do.
a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas like when I lived there, in order to get to a winery, we'd have to go like an hour and a half out the city. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
But here, like you said, you've got like Nassau Valley Vineyards, Salted Vines, and then obviously like the ones in PA in New Jersey. So they're super accessible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite for anyone that's in the area?
Gaylor Estates, for sure. Check them out. They are very close to Longwood Gardens. So you can hit the gardens and then hit the winery. I believe they still do like a discount if you bring your ticket showing that you went to Longwood Gardens that day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So
That's
cool.
so cute. That's a cute date idea.
Super cute. You're welcome.
You're welcome. And then last, I don't think we asked, but do you guys have a favorite bar in this area? Like for anyone that's from here listening, do you have a favorite bar or restaurant that has like a nice bar in it? Anything like
I
that?
think my favorite bar is Nomad.
Where's that?
It's
Nomad?
Yeah, I've never heard of
Never
that.
been.
literally down the street. It's like a speakeasy, like jazz bar kind
Oh,
of thing.
Stop.
I love
So-
jazz.
They usually have like live jazz music.
Stop.
Super cute.
Oh, we gotta go
So
there.
it's
We're going.
literally on Orange Street between like 9th and is that Delaware Ave?
Yeah. Really?
Yeah,
it's that
it's-
close.
It's super
Wow.
close.
I had
How
no
have we
idea.
never
Well,
heard
it's a
about it?
speakeasy, so I guess.
Well,
True.
Is it like.
It
Like,
kind of
kind
gives
of-
like speakeasy dive bar vibe.
I love a good
Okay.
dive bar.
Yeah.
We have to go.
Yeah,
They
we'll
have,
definitely
like
go.
wine,
Wow.
beer, and spirits. They can pretty much like
make anything. you
anything.
want.
I love that.
They don't
And
have
their
like a
bartenders are all really nice.
I
They are
love
really
that.
nice, yeah.
I do feel like Delaware has a lot of really cool speakeasies. Like we have a lot of those like little type of like hole in the wall places, and I love that.
yeah.
Did you know the Coin had one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never like seen
Coin
it. Is it
has
cool?
what?
a speakeasy.
In the basement.
What?
Yeah.
It's like one of those things you have to know to know, but when you do know, like
If you know, you know.
yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. That's so
We gotta
cool.
definitely go there. Lots to try.
Yeah.
Sure.
Alrighty, so to wrap up today's episode, we are doing our usual affirmation pool.
Yes.
We'll do
Love
two
that.
cards since we have two guests with us today. So Hailey, go ahead and just pick whatever. And then Danielle.
You're so indecisive.
Danielle knows these cards like the back of her hand. We always do
Love
these.
these cards. I try to do them every time I come by.
I love
Yes. All right, Hailey, what do you have? What's she say?
I'm capable of doing anything that I set my mind to.
Aww. And that's
so
the truth.
cute. Danielle.
The more I give, the fuller I feel.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen.
That's so nice.
I don't think I've seen either of those
them
yet.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Love
love.
that. Does it resonate with you guys? Do you feel like that means something to you?
Makes me feel like I should give Marion some money next time she stops by.
Really?
Just kidding.
I thought to say that woman, she be doing too much for me to give her anything. I'll give you a bottle of water, man.
Is that the girl that stands and looks at
But
our
yes,
thing?
yes.
I kind of love her.
No,
though.
no. She's
Different one?
she's the one that comes up to your car
And
and she'll knock on your window while you're parking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Speaking
well,
of weird stuff that happens around here, that's
that's one of them. Miss Mary.
Miss Mary.
We love her though.
Awesome. So, now to wrap up the episode, do you guys want to plug in any of your socials? Give yourselves a little shout out.
So you can find me on Cash App at socials. I am the Danny B, so TheeDanieb. I'm on Insta, TikTok. I think that's about it.
Yeah.
I'm not really a Facebook girly.
Absolutely not.
It's okay.
My Instagram is Hailey Ballerina Dreamer. HAILEY_BALLIR. How do you spell?
BALLERIMA.
There
Sure.
we go.
Yeah,
Dreamer.
you just flip the E.
Yeah, it really got me. I was like spelling it with my finger.
And Girard has an Instagram too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it is at Girard Craft Cork. So GIRARDCRAFTCORK.
It's so hard to spell on the spot.
It is.
You did great.
Like I
though.
really have to think about it.
Yeah.
And I'm already bad at spelling.
Girard.
Where can they find your latest events, Danny?
So my latest events on Insta, in my bio on Insta, on my website, it's DanielleBaldwinEvents.com.
Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys again for coming. This was so fun. I hope you guys will
you.
come back for another episode in the
Yeah.
near
Sure.
future.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
And we we are going to go on our way to the store to buy some wines and spirits.
Yes, we are.
See you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you have the best day ever.
Bye, besties. Love